Hi, are you not seeing? I'm unstable. Okay, hold on.
Here in a second. I'm assuming she's still there.
I am still here. Can you not hear me?
We can hear you. That's fine.
We can't see you.
But that's
Okay.
as long
Oh,
as
that's
we.
because I was trying to see
it's
what
fine.
I had on my Wi-Fi.
Okay, there you are.
Can you see?
There we go. All right.
Oh my gosh, there's like 20 of me I can see.
All right. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm gonna go get my earbuds. Sorry, can we just hold on one second? I'm just gonna go get my
Sure.
earbuds so you can hear me better.
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. We'll hold up then,
Still freezing.
unless we get Sharon.
Oof, yeah.
That's not going to be good. Although when she turned her video off, she wasn't freezing.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Less connection needed or something?
But what about the meeting of the 10th? There was only
Which one are we connected to here?
Lisa was at the meeting and she's not here. Should we just skip that then?
Yeah, because.
I'm gonna try to put it on the guest. It's on the other
Get all
one.
three of you, yes.
It's gonna mess
Yeah,
things
because
up.
there's only two of us.
All right.
So we
I'm
can't.
just trying to get organized here.
I just did a speed test on ours, and we're at 6.23 on the other one that she was on.
All right, that's what's left.
That's what I'm saying.
Taking it up and I'm taking it up.
And then
No, I was
July
on the other one.
8th.
July, unless Sharon joins us.
It was so
we won't be
bad,
able to
the
do
main
that
one.
either.
Well, who was there?
Not freezing.
Manny.
Manny, Erica, and Sharon.
Okay, well, then we'll take them one at a time.
That was done on the main line. I just switched it over to the other one. It's a little bit better on there, but it was,
Erica, can you talk a little bit so we can see if you're breaking up or not?
Sure. Yeah, I can hear all of you. Am I breaking up still?
No.
No, that's a lot better. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I think it's because I got the earbuds. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and start the meeting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the Orangevale Recreation Park District Board of Directors meeting for Thursday, August 19th. And we'll call it 6:32. So can we have a roll call? The board may take up any agenda item at any time regardless of board listed action may be taken on any item on the agenda. And so let's go ahead and roll call.
Okay. Okay, Swenson is present. Stickney,
Present?
present. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Present?
Mraz,
Present.
Grunberg,
Absent.
and Lisa, is she present? No,
No.
Lisa will be
right?
missing too.
Absent, okay.
Sure.
And then we have Barry Ross,
Present,
Jennifer Von Ash. Is she there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here.
She's waiting.
Yes, okay. All right, Horacio.
She moved.
I know we're messing around.
Yeah.
Jason Bain, present. Melissa Woodford,
Present.
present. And Nadia, is
No.
Nadia there?
Absent.
Vacation.
on
No,
vacation.
okay. Okay, all right.
All right, so we can, unless Sharon shows up, we'll continue the meeting, or add her when she shows up.
hello! And,
All right, so let's go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
can I let her in?
She's joining right now. So. Oh, there she is.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
Nation.
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note that Sharon showed up at, call it 6:33.
And the link on the agenda doesn't work. And I tried to go to the link on the agenda and it There's nothing.
We're having problems with her too a little bit, so, but not with Erica now, so, all right. All right, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written?
I'll move to approve minutes. as written.
I
No.
move we approve the,
Agenda,
I'll second that.
Okay.
all right. All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as written. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
All right, so we'll call it 4-0 with one abstention, or absent. All right, item 5, public discussion. Any person may address the board upon any subject within the jurisdiction of the Orangevale Recreation and Park District, with each speaker being limited to 3 minutes. However, the chairperson can impose reasonable limitations to the maximum time per person and per agenda item to allow the board to complete its business. Any matter that requires action will refer to staff or committee for report and action at a subsequent meeting. All right, we're going to go ahead and skip items 6A and B because we don't have 3 people that were at the meetings.
You do B.
At the meeting.
Oh, that's right,
Well,
Sharon's here.
6B
Yeah,
you
you're right.
can
You're
approve, 'cause
correct. You're
it was-
correct, Mary.
Yeah.
So we'll go skip A, and we'll
Yeah,
go to
we can
B,
do
approval of
June.
minutes for
I
the
mean,
July
July.
8th.
I'll move
I
to,
move we approve the minutes for July.
I'll second that.
Okay, so Sharon made the motion, Manny second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And one abstention because I wasn't here. So it's 3-0, one abstention, and an absent. All right, correspondence, 7A.
7A, we had an email from a customer that was very pleased with our staff's ability to move some people around to accommodate her child into a program. And she made special recognition of Mel and Nadia and their cooperation in that. Just want to share that happy news. 7B, just wanted to share the ad in the recent issue of the Orangevale View that promotes our rental spaces, our upcoming rummage sale, and our upcoming fall activity guide, which Melissa's been hard at work completing, and it's finished. And appreciate all the cooperation from the rest of the staff in helping Melissa accomplish that goal. And just so you know, we did agree that this fall activity guide will be printed and mailed out to all of our residents.
And that will occur roughly when?
It's currently at the printer right now, so now that by the end of this month, it'll be in your mailbox.
September?
No, at the end of August.
All right, okay, good. Good.
Probably another week at the printer, give or take, and then a few days at the post office. And they usually take it on a light day.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, it arrives on Friday at our post office, at our mailbox.
So does it still look like we're going to be able to rent indoor, well, or just take it?
We can. I was on a call with the county today.
Right.
The only change in the guidance in the last couple of days is they call them mega events. Used to be, if you had an event of 5,000 or more, then masks were required, or you couldn't hold an event of 5,000 more. Now they brought that limit down to 1,000. So you can't have any event with indoors with 1,000 people.
Indoors, okay, and outdoors, it's,
Outdoors is still okay,
okay.
yeah.
I thought they did
And
change something
vaccination
on the
proof.
outdoors, that they have to have vaccination
Yeah.
proof and, or a negative test 72 hours prior to what it was.
For certain events.
I thought that's one of the things they
Yeah,
changed.
California adopted.
It was on the news. So.
It's, what is it again?
It's something, I don't remember the
1,000.
numbers, 1,000 though?
1,000.
1,000 that, for the big events outside, like, you know, when they have the big concerts, they have to have proof of vaccination or a negative test within 72 hours.
So that's going to that'll slow people getting in, but once.
Yeah. In outdoor large events, it's over 5,000 people, maybe be over 8 or 10,000 people.
So are we going to start doing anything like that, or are we not?
We don't have any events that large at this
Okay.
point to where we have to, but if they lower the limit, we may need to.
So you guys will just keep on top of it in
Yeah.
case we have
I
to.
mean, the hard part is most of our events kind of cater to kids, so.
Right. Right.
Yeah, true.
So
Okay.
7C is an article that was in the Orangevale View 2 weeks ago, and it's about the Steps Towards Closure program that Director Mraz brought to us several months ago, and an opportunity to use our new property in a way that would benefit those in our community that have suffered losses due to COVID-19. And so it has been advertised. As of today, we have not received any inquiries about this, though we have had some rentals related to memorial services, but they weren't COVID-related.
Right.
So this doesn't pertain.
Yeah, the one was up here, right? The
Yes.
day I was here.
Yeah, a couple days ago
Yeah.
in this room. Yeah.
All right, so then we're on to 7D.
7D is LAFCO, Sacramento Local Agency Formation Commission. They are seeking to fill the positions of Special District Commissioner and alternate Special Districts Commissioner. This is in here for Board of Directors information only, if you're interested in serving on the LAFCO board representing special districts. Then the application is here for you. You don't need to commit now, there's a little time left still, but just wanted you to be aware of it in case you're interested.
Yeah, and then that was,
The last one.
and then we got the ballot here.
Yeah, the ballot is for the County of Sacramento Treasury Oversight Committee for special district representation. And there's an election coming up, and there's 2 people that are on the ballot. This went to our board chair, Director Stickney, and he wanted me to bring it to the entire board. He can check the box, he can name one of us as a proxy if anybody has a strong opinion, or he can name me as a proxy, and I can make the vote, do a little research, and do what I feel is best for the district between these 2
Okay.
people.
Well, so what do we have to do?
You can name, is there anybody here that's interested in casting this ballot?
Does anybody want to cast the ballot?
On the Treasury Oversight Committee, special
Yeah.
rep?
Yeah, to name this person.
Or shall we just let Barry do it for
I
us?
would let Barry do it.
Okay, so that would be my inclination too, so. The rest of the board okay with that?
I like that idea too.
Okay.
Erica?
Yeah, because I read some of the information, but I'm okay with Barry making the decision to make the vote for us.
All right, so the board's
Yep,
direct,
that's good.
we're not going to vote on it, I don't think. We're going to give you direction to do it.
Right.
My preference, but you can vote for whoever you want, I would be the Laura. That would be my preference, but you can, it's your vote, so.
Great. Yeah, they were both very qualified.
All right, so that was 7C, consent items. So I guess we need a motion. Does anybody want to pull anything on the consent items?
No, I did have a question though. Can you hear me? Or
Yes, go ahead, ask it.
Yes,
no? Okay. Okay, yeah, I just had a quick question. Sorry, I meant to do it before the meeting. I was just wondering why the books, periodicals, and subscriptions was so high. Was that because we got the new system for the printing? No, for the website, or what is? Why is that so high?
Are you referring to the June?
Yeah.
Okay. It's $132.98?
Oh no, just
No,
total.
it's
It
like
just seems
it's like
like
three-
Oh,
total.
the entire budget, the,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like
Why are we?
4,000.
I was just wondering why we were so over.
Well, I think we probably need to change I'm willing to guess that we've never adjusted, we keep putting in $1,000, and we probably need to adjust it to more, closer to reality.
yeah, I was concerned about that too, and I'm trying to,
You know what, I can pull all of that to report back to you. I'm not remembering what this is, Erica.
I believe I remember now. I think what we were doing is subscriptions really what this is meant for is subscriptions to, used to be like newspapers or magazines. And I believe we were taking money out of here that were subscriptions for things like Adobe and software, instead of taking it out of our software account. I believe that was the case.
So
Doesn't sound right.
That's not, well, no, it could be. I don't have a.
because we budgeted $1,000 and we're into it, expenses to the end of the year is $4,100.
Yeah, I'm happy
So-
to look into that. I do not.
So either we need to adjust the number.
Yeah.
Either need to adjust the number or take the right dollars out of the right pocket.
Yeah, I believe we were applying some expenses to that account that really belonged elsewhere.
All right.
Okay. Got it. Okay, I just was wondering about that.
And then the other, since we're asking questions, the membership dues, is it just because it's gone up and we haven't adjusted that number? It's 11, we put 10,000 in.
Hard to know
Yeah.
from one spring through the next,
All right.
what everyone is going to be. So I would imagine that also, but I can check.
Yeah,
on
just,
that.
we'll put that as unfinished business or new business, whatever.
Okay.
It's not critical. We're just curious.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? Can I get a motion to accept the consent items as presented?
I move we accept the consent matters as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay.
So will Sharon second? All right, so we have a motion and a second, and it's a dollar deal, so we have to have an individual vote?
Okay. Mraz,
Yes.
Brunberg.
Yes.
Okay, Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. Stickney.
Yes.
All right, so that's 4-0-0 with one absent.
Right. Okay, so we want Kenneth Groves, that's all of them, so then non-consent item is 9A. So first one is 9A, ratifications of claims for June 2021. And so, can I get a motion?
I move we
that
approve.
ratify
Go
the
ahead.
claims for June 2021.
All right, I'll second that. So, let's go ahead and vote on that one.
All right, Brunberg.
Yes.
Okay, Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. Stickney
Yes?
and Mraz.
Yes.
All right,
So that-
4-0-0. Okay.
And then we're gonna go on to 9B. Ratification.
I
All right, go ahead, Sharon.
make a motion we ratify the claims for July 2021, page 63.
I second that.
All right, so we have a motion and a second, so let's vote.
All right, Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. Stickney,
Yes?
Mraz,
Yes.
Brunberg.
Yes.
All right, 4-0-0. One absent.
4-0, yeah, one absent. Yeah.
All right, so there were no standing committee meetings, so we'll go down to 11, it's administrators report.
Yes, I won't touch upon all of these, but I'll hit the highlights. The second one down, on July 12th, myself, Superintendent Oropeza, met with Rob Hanna and Joey Hanna of Sierra National Construction at the Shady Oaks Disc Golf Course parking lot to discuss the plans to convert the grass overflow parking area to a gravel lot. And that was based on information we received. We discussed at a couple meetings, and Sharon brought to my attention this week that this was a surprise to her, and I apologize, Sharon, for that. I do know that I do need to bring these things up to the board, to the whole board. It was brought up at a board meeting and a committee meeting, but you were not at those meetings, and I didn't take that into consideration, so I apologize to you for that. On the good side, I feel like of all the projects that we had in mind for Sierra National Construction, we had 4 projects that we wanted them to do in exchange for them being stationed here. And this one is the one that will certainly save the district the most amount of money in the long run. It was the largest of the projects, and the fact that they were willing to do it was, in my opinion, very beneficial to the district. The other ones that we had in mind for them to do was Slurry Seal, Shackleton Woods Trail, get rid of the alligator cracking in the main lot here at Community Center, and replace some of the busted concrete walkway at the community park. But this was by far the most extensive project, and we feel we got a great deal with them doing this.
Is it done?
Yes, Sharon.
Yeah,
Did it get completed? I haven't been able to drive by to see what it looks like.
It should be finished tomorrow. They were supposed to bring in the boulders today and finish placing those tomorrow, and then just do some final steps, and then it should be ready for us to start letting people park in there.
What color is the gravel?
It's the, not the tan, but it looks like concrete, almost just like the Oak and Filbert parking area. It's
It'll be
just
sort of grayish.
Is it like a grayish color? It's the road-based type that it's used for any kind of those construction sites. So once it dries, it will turn that color. Right now, if you looked at it,
I thought the Oak and Filbert looks fairly black, dark colored. Isn't it dark?
It's kind of gray.
I'd call it,
Gray?
Yeah,
I'd call it a
the
gray.
great, what they call the quarter inch aggregate base. That's what it is, and they compact it so that it doesn't dissipate, as fast as if it's just regular gravel.
well, when it gets done, maybe.
Not something I would have voted for, but
Well-
what's done is done.
That's okay. We can have a disagreement, and I think, well, let's not argue. We already had the discussion. It's already done. We already approved it, so we'll move on. And the only thing I think about is maybe when they get done, we can either have a planning committee meeting or a maintenance committee meeting to look at it, see if there's, Sharon brought up a good point about the ballers in front of the sign, which I mentioned to Barry.
Yeah, are we putting big rock boulders in front of the sign so it's kind of hidden
No,
behind
no,
there?
no, we're not.
But we can, Horacio has some ideas
I'd
on.
like to correct you, Mike. It was not approved. It was not presented to the board to be approved. It was at a planning commission, and I went and looked at the minutes, and all that was there was, yeah, maybe that's something we could do, and that was in your comments at the director's comments. So this was not presented to the board for approval. I just want to make that noted.
Well, you're slightly wrong on that because we did approve the bollards on June.
The bollards.
Yes. And.
But not the removal of the grass and the gravel.
Technically, you're correct. But.
Yes,
But they did.
and I
but-
want
but-
that for the
but-
record, that
But it
what
was.
happened.
But it was brought to the board that they were going to do it, and if we didn't want it done, that would have been the time to stop it.
Yep.
And I wasn't at that meeting.
And it didn't, there was no cost to the district, so other than saying we didn't like it. So,
There is a
and
cost.
Erica was aware of it too. She was at the maintenance committee when we talked about it 2 days before that, and I don't want to put words into Erica's.
I'm just
So-
dying to see how aesthetically pleasing it looks when it's done.
I would agree with you, grass is better than gravel, but it gets compacted, muddy, and
Yeah.
it's a better solution in the short run, and in the long run, we can come in and put asphalt over the top Well, make it look a little more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, and it's not wallpaper, so we don't have to.
Right. So,
Yeah, and I hope
let's
the
let it
boulders-
get it done, and then you can look at it with the boulders in place, and I'll talk to Barry about whether it be a planning committee or a maintenance committee, and we can go look at it.
Yeah, and Horacio
And any
has-
suggestions you have about the stuff in front of the sign, we'll be glad to hear. All right?
So the gravel's gonna be all around the sign too?
No.
Now, right now,
I guess, because that was grass before.
no, that grass is still there, but we're considering options for making that area more appealing.
It's not going to be the gravel in front of the sign or say 6 or 8 feet on each side of it, I'm assuming. Maybe even more, I don't know, but let's get them done, and then we'll take a look at it, and we'll have a meeting and decide. Well, I'm looking forward to Horacio input and Barry's
Spray
input.
paint it green, maybe.
Yeah, right.
All right, so,
Okay.
So it looks like grass.
well,
Or artificial character, and always green.
yeah. All right,
In the middle.
so,
Just,
So another item I had was on July 13th, myself, I spoke with Justin Karen and Michelle Gable of Aquatic Design Group and scheduled at that time for them to come out and take a look at our pool and help us determine what exactly is wrong and what options they recommend for fixing it. They did come out, or Michelle came out last Wednesday, the 12th, and she met with Horacio and Jason, myself, and Doug. And she was here for about 4 hours and did a very thorough inspection of the pool and the control room, the equipment room. And she's working on her report now. We also scheduled a Zoom meeting with her and a coworker of hers named Dennis for Monday morning. And Horacio and Jason will be joining me on that call on Monday morning. And at that time, they're going to be able to at least talk through some of the options with us and help answer any questions that we have at that time.
and you did bring up the splash pad, right, later on?
I did it later on. I sent her the master plan of
Right.
the splash park. So she's including that, a cost estimate for the splash park as well. So we'll have more for you next month on that.
All right.
All right, moving on July 20th,
Why
myself.
don't you talk about the small, because Sharon always likes the small horse arena, so can you
Oh, yeah.
speak to that a little bit?
Sure, yes. Yeah, I did, I'm doing a work day once or twice a month, doing a tag-along with one of the staff. And last month, I did a tag-along with Doug Fulrott, and his main task for that day that I worked with him was refurbishing the training oval horse arena. And
Small.
Warm-up pit.
Yeah.
the round pen, thank you. And,
Yeah, nice pictures of it too.
oh, good,
Yeah, they
good.
did.
I was-
I'm thinking must have took them a whole week or so by the,
It took 3 or 4 full days, or darn close to full days. It took us that full day, and what happened was the dirt was getting pushed up against the base, and it was really
it was hard.
causing all kinds of problems, yeah. And so we had to basically disassemble each joint and put it back
Did
into
you have to
place.
take a tractor in there?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Oh,
Move all the soil. And anyway, Doug is extremely well-skilled at the tractor, he's just got a great mind when it comes to repairs. And it was great working with him and Lucas Lilly. Lucas was helping us that day, too. But anyway, it was a great experience, and that was a Wednesday. I think it was completed the following Monday is when we were opened it back up, and that's when I went out and took those photos, and there was,
and it looks really, having walked by it a couple, right in the middle of the project and at the end, it looks vast, vastly better.
Yeah, they put all the new wood in the bottom.
If I may, Barry,
Yeah, it does look nice.
that was going to be part of my report. So some of the little details, just so the board knows. One was the ground was so hard on the areas where they had been built up that we took the backhoe and got in there and got some areas cleared out. We added an extra retaining clamp per slot, so we added some more. The strap that is holding the boards, it was all bent, and we had to straighten all that out. The guys did a great job so that they can put these stakes back in place, and they would go straight because it was almost impossible to get them that way. And in addition to that, we shifted some of the sand and leveled it so that we brought it back up, because over the years it had kind of washed off down towards that end where always puddles up. And furthermore, just so you know, all new wood, pressure treated, and then instead of putting lags in there, we went and put bolts all the way through, so that it doesn't loosen up or things like that. So the guys did a great job and took it on and finished under a week. So it was great. Additionally, they went on and did tilling on the other arena and fixed some of the entrance gates so that they can open nicely. So we did quite a bit of work out there, and I think it was needed, and it was something that that turned out to be a good product for the users. So kudos to all the staff that participated. And Barry got to see firsthand some of those projects out there. So
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
So,
Appreciate it. The one arena looks really nice. Thank you very much.
great. July 20th, I, myself and Jason and Horacio met with Joe Duran, and he's the general manager at Orangevale Water Company. And we met for two purposes. One was to discuss water and how that's impacting our district and how it might impact our district with restrictions. He's also interested in coming to our parks and testing for underground water and potential wells. So I wanted to bring that up to you, and I would like for him to have permission to at least look to see if there's any potential for wells on our
They
property.
did it once before.
Yeah.
They did it probably 20 years ago, maybe, or,
About 20 years ago, they came out and they they drilled, was it 3-inch holes or bores down?
yeah, I don't know. It was,
And-
it
and
might have
then-
been bigger. There
I
was-
thought they did it more recently than 20 years ago.
Well,
It's been a while.
it
I mean,
could have been 10
Really?
years ago.
yeah, I had dark hair.
Because
then.
I thought it was since I've been on the board. I thought it
Well,
happened since I've
It's
been.
possible. It may not have been, it may have been 10 years ago. And I think the only place they picked was right near the big gazebo. I think it's still there, the little cap.
Oh, really?
yeah, I asked that question to see because I heard Greg share some info on that, and I think the only site that they were looking at is this park or community park. I can't remember. I thought it was this one because of the area that was needed, and as well as the vein that crosses through the area.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned other sites like Straying or
Pecan or.
Rolling Wood or any other of our parks.
Yes.
And they said that it was this one that they were looking at.
They're mostly
And-
looking at the new property. That was the one he was most interested in looking at.
Yeah.
Well,
That
whatever.
wouldn't
I
be-
mean,
that
I know
wouldn't
that
be a bad site.
they did a test well, I think it was them, and it was near the large gazebo somewhere.
Yeah, and it was that was the area where they stopped and the talks, I guess, stalled or they hadn't brought it back. So that's what they mentioned.
Because I teased
Whatever,
them.
so as long as,
Yeah.
I guess Horacio will have to be involved
Well,
in some fashion.
I'd imagine, yeah.
And, you can
Well, we'll
try
see.
to
It's
witch
just-
it first.
Yeah, we
see
have
if
to
it-
be diligent about
Which
the
is for you.
site because they're if they request anything, it's going to be a half an acre plus.
Yeah.
Just because of the size of the facility. So just for you to be aware and also the location.
And they only use it during emergencies, is that right? Or
don't
is it
know.
to be
Well,
tapped into?
because they'd have to,
It will be-
they'd have to treat it after they pumped it up, so.
Okay.
I don't think we talked about
we didn't get that far, but normally a treatment plant is, or a well is, it's always working. So it'll be
Right.
an ongoing operation for them because it,
And the footprint that they would need, it was what, 10 by 15 or?
Yeah,
It's
when I worked in Carmichael, Carmichael had a well on the plant I worked at, and it was,
I know that if
it
there's
was
some
pretty small, but
contamination,
at that time,
won't
they
move
had
forward.
150-pound cylinders of chlorine in there, so I don't, I'm not sure what they do now, but,
Well, the other reason we met with Joe Duran was, he's also involved with Little League, Orangevale Fair Oaks Little League, and he offered to assist in making Lovett Field a little more usable and helping spruce that field up. And Horacio met with him earlier this week, he's going to be out there again tomorrow and helping them with a work day to get that field up and running.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met with them out there to see what their perspective was on getting that field back, and they seem pretty interested in making it more playable and more usable. On the scheduling, that'll be Jason and Barry to approve on how that will
so
work.
are they gonna,
But from my end, I'm working with them to bring it up and to replace as much of the items on there as possible.
are they gonna leave it as a grass infield, or, okay?
Grass infield and we're gonna add new pitching rubber, new home plate. The bases are gonna get redone, and also the infield's gonna get cut out again. And we're gonna probably readjust the irrigation on the infield. We're gonna bring in some more soil, and they're gonna help us to grade it and bring it up to level with the grass, and they're also committed to helping with the maintenance
Okay.
on an ongoing basis with their perspective is that if they put in all this work, that we also have to contribute so that we don't let it go through the off season, and this is not an ongoing practice. So I told them I agree with that, and
All right.
and if we do a lot of work into it, then we shouldn't let it go.
Yeah, and one of the things that was brought up years ago when that came up was the ADA too. We had to bring that field up to ADA, and we,
I
If we
don't know,
had
I don't know,
improvements.
let's worry about,
Yeah, well-
we'll worry about that when we actually get,
okay.
There is accessibility now with a
concrete
new
work.
walkway that was built on the third base entrance side to
Right.
the dugout.
Right, that was-
So it's coming, and then with the concrete work that was done for the playground area, that is linked with that. So
Okay.
there's an accessible path, and
Right.
which is what we have to provide, an
Which
accessible.
we didn't have before.
uh,
That's, okay. yeah.
okay. And just,
One last thing, on July 28th, myself, Superintendent Von Ash, Jason Bain, and Nadia, we met on Zoom with our attorney, Patty Ayers, to discuss how to properly manage the COVID-19 situation. We had a couple cases, and I believe I notified the board members. We've had a couple cases during the summer, one with our summer camp program, and we had one recently with karate programs. And with the new guidance, we wanted to make sure that we were doing things right. So we did have a nice Zoom meeting with Patty Ayers, and she was very helpful. And we feel confident that we handled it correctly. And we also, in the camp situation, because some of our staff were direct contacts with the camper that had COVID, we needed to quarantine some of the staff. But I really want to congratulate and thank Nadia for her foresight in breaking the groups up into, pods and 3 different groups, so they weren't intermingling. And that saved us from needing to close the whole camp down. Because the guidance going into camp, we did no longer need to divide them up into pods. But she did anyway, and I'm glad she did. So that helped us a lot.
Good.
I think that's all I had for my report. I'd like to go to Jason with the recreation portion.
No, recreation, I mean, we wrapped up everything basically from camp to.
How did the swim team win, or
Oh,
was
the swim team was out the second time. Well, now they're virtual champions.
okay?
We're officially virtual champions. I was talking with the parent board president. We were gonna try to get some vinyl pennants to hang off the flags, so we
Okay.
can have that on there. Just
Great.
because no one else really does that, but
Nope.
we like to brag.
So, I guess next year will just be next year, because we're not sure what's,
Yeah, I mean, odds are next year will be more normal and we can do it, but again, you know, we thought by now we would be not doing this back in masks and stuff like that, so, you know, we'll see what comes,
all right.
because, you know, that's obviously the better way we want to have. We want to actually be able to swim against, I guess for everybody doesn't know, what we did was we swam teams, like, we swam with Rio Linda here, and then Cordova swam with a couple teams and some other, you know, they swam all over the place. We took, and I merged all the times together and to make a meet. So whatever they swam on that day went into the big database, and then we, you know, printed it all out in first, second, third to, you know, everything, and then scored it, and that's how we did the virtual. That's why we're virtual champs.
Great.
Because it was never everybody swimming against each other. So it was at least progress from the year before where we had nothing. So
Yeah.
That's one way of doing it. You got to be creative.
Yep. But everything's, you know, wrapped up at this point. We're just starting to try to move into the next section. We're
Is it pool down now?
I shut it down. We're getting it ready for whenever we get someone to come in and want construction can start. It's ready to go right now if
So I
they
guess
came in.
it's still leaking, sort of, the water?
I don't know if we did a patch job at the beginning of the season, so
It's not as noticeable?
it's probably not happening right now, but again, it's something that progresses. Usually finds out more about it when the weather changes and we start getting cold. And that's when we'll see maybe separations coming out or in the plaster,
All right,
so it's ready.
So we'll get a report, and then you'll have it for the September meeting, I guess?
I'll have an update for you in September. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yep, so we're doing that. Yeah, I'm off my train of thought now. We did okay in our revenues. We're still waiting on, that's why we were under our projections. We're still waiting on a lot of vouchers coming from the school districts when we did that. So, I mean, Mel could probably talk about how much we're missing on that.
One.
What?
Oh.
I think
You were going to say.
Oh, no, go ahead. You can do it. It's okay.
We have 2 invoices out currently, so we still have approximately 21,000 that we're waiting to receive in revenue from the July, end of June and July programming. And then there is still outstanding July and August invoices that we still need to complete as well. So that might come in with another 15 to 20.
So will that go on this fiscal year, or will it get carried over about?
The revenue,
This fiscal.
so yeah, it'd be
It'll
in this
be,
one
yeah.
when we receive it.
Next year or this year?
This current, the new fiscal.
Even though we passed
Yeah.
period 13, it will.
Although Larry Bain might record it, what goes in last year as an accounts receivable and revenue, if he's aware of what should have been,
You may
what we
want,
could have back in last
well,
fiscal year.
Jennifer, just touch bases when it gets, when we actually start getting the voucher, the money.
That's where the IFCOM comes in, right?
I mean, it would seem to me that if we earned it this year, it should go in this fiscal year. You know?
No.
In the 2021 fiscal year?
Yeah, well, whenever the vouchers are,
The agreement is to be paid after the programs have ended in order to invoice and then give them the time to, of course, cut the check and send it. So I'm not sure of how that works with
Well,
the
all right,
financial
so I
side,
guess
that
the
it would
question
be possible.
figure out where it's gonna go. and,
Yeah, I think it makes sense to go in the 21-22 fiscal year.
Okay.
Because that's where we're short right now, and that
Okay,
would bring that up. That would help us
so
surpass.
whatever the accountant says, we'll do it that way, so whatever.
It was a great addition to have at least, though, so that was very nice.
So then our last thing is we're still working out bugs and trying to get our new registration software up and running. We got turned off trial, so basically it's kind of more of a live thing. We can't do random purchases.
So
but
the
we're
old
still-
one's gone.
Not till October officially.
Okay.
But we don't want to have a lot of overlap, because
Okay.
that one will disappear, and we won't have access to.
So you got about 5 weeks?
Yeah, I think we're hoping in the next couple weeks we can
Yeah.
get it,
All right.
pretty well polished up and ready to
The new
go.
fall guides coming out, programming, kind of switch over time would be a perfect situation.
But it's getting there. We've had, Mel had a little training session with the staff today up front. We've got the new projector out there in the office there and threw it on the wall.
Okay.
Worked out nicely.
So,
All right, Horacio? Parks?
Well, we already talked about the round pen and the horse arena. The thing that we have been concentrated on is on irrigation. This past month was really hot. We had a lot of, this month that we're reporting on, we had a lot of 100-plus days. And we did concentrate a lot of efforts into checking some of the irrigation. We had a couple breaks. We had some lateral lines, almond, as well as OCP Community Park. We had a couple breaks down there. We had one by the bathrooms that started to leak, and then that one we had to repair, cut it back farther, right next to some trees. And we had another lateral here at Community Center, so we concentrate mostly on irrigation. Also, I wanted to report a little bit on the trees. I noticed we lost a couple of them, and then I went back to Sundance, and one of the biggest one down there, I don't know if you remember, kind of in the center, there's an iconic oak that has a beautiful shape. I went back and looked at that one, and it's nearly half dead. So that was a really downer, because that was a beautiful tree.
You're talking about the big main one?
Is a big main one, yeah. The one that went down was the biggest tree of the area, but that was the second biggest, and it's pretty sad to see it start to die. I don't know if it was because of the work that was done in the area or what, but it is looking pretty sad. So hopefully it doesn't completely die and it comes back. We lost.
Are we going to have to do any pruning, or are you just going to wait?
No, actually, recently we went back. What was it? A week plus ago.
Yeah.
And there was a big limb that came down that is right next to the tree. So we gotta cut that one up, and I don't know. It was dry, so it was part of the first ones that went. So we're gonna keep an eye on that one. We also lost a couple more down disc golf. Mostly for some reason, down by hole 4, 5, that area, kind of 7 and 8 going up that area. Plus, just recently, I think 3-4 days ago, one near hole 4 that went into the walking path in the back. That was another oak. And then another one over by the amphitheater, kind of on that green area. We haven't removed that one yet, still in there, but that was the other half of another tree. But hopefully we don't start seeing a lot of our trees go, because that's one of the biggest assets that we have.
Yeah, really. Well, we'll keep our eyes open this winter, especially if we have big storms, and see what happens.
See, yeah, and then plus, I mean, the heavy heat is what gets them.
Yeah,
It shocks them, and then
Right.
yeah, they don't
Doesn't
recover very
continue.
well.
Also, the Equipment Expo is going to be back in Elk Grove, so we're hoping that we can keep the trophy. I don't know if you guys remember that
Yeah, you
we
won
won
some.
it a couple years ago. We still have that rodeo trophy that we won on the obstacle courses that they have for the maintenance.
When is the,
September 17th.
17, yeah.
middle of September? Okay.
Yeah, middle of September. So Barry got with me to do a little a little teaser, a video for CPRS just to promote the event, and we did a little presentation on, being champs and just kind of promoting that event. He can tell you a little more on his idea. I thought it was great. And if you guys would like to see it, I think it's on the CPRS website under that, right?
I don't know if they put it on there yet.
They haven't put it on?
I haven't seen it, but when it comes out, I'll let you know.
Yeah. So I think it was a great idea, and it's a fun little thing that I'm not accustomed to, because I'm not too much of a public individual. So I step out of my box and did a little presentation. So, but anyway, that will be happening here shortly. And that's it for my report.
Might want to mention that we did cut back about 20% roughly on the turf areas, watering.
Watering, yes. We did, what I did is I got with the guys, and instead of running high numbers on the minutes, we lowered them and we extended one more day. So if we were running, let's say, 30 minutes a station, we cut back to 25 and run one more day, which is equivalent to if we were running that, and then look at the areas that were not needed and then lower that by 5 minutes. So that's how we work with some of those areas, and then of course concentrating in the sports fields areas, as well as helping with the programs that we had here. I don't know if you noticed that sometimes the water will be running for those areas. So what I did is I cut the minutes on those stations that I will run on that day for the camp, and then we run it during the day. So
And basically,
the kids loved it. I mean, that was an attraction.
most of the
It is.
turf looks pretty good. The only one I mentioned to Barry was the Filbert and Oak
Yeah, Oak
soccer. It looked like there was.
Yeah, we're working with that.
It was good. It looked like there was a couple of spots, and
I know that so we have 4 different clocks on that area, and everything is fed by a 12-inch main line, and everything that comes in there is gravity fed. So all of our water for our parks is gravity fed. So if we lose any of that pressure, then we're going to be in trouble. And to feed 4 stations at once, you have to kind of manage it a little bit.
Right.
Some have more sprinklers than others, but that's just a little extra info on our watering.
Okay.
Jennifer, I guess, is next. Anything?
Do you have anything you want to add?
I don't know if this is for now or for later. Everything is going great, and finance, Sue and I have our benefits meeting coming up in September.
So that's the dental and the vision and the.
So that'll be, what they have already passed in the meeting that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Right.
So that's scheduled. I did talk to some people there, and word on the street is Sutter and Kaiser are both going up right at about 5%.
So it's not the 7.5 that we originally thought, but it's.
Correct. So we threw the 7.5 in the budget earlier, when that's kind of what they were projecting. But that's what they're thinking that it will be. Hasn't been passed, but that's what's presenting to the board. So.
And that's a difference roughly of $4,600 to our budget. Not a huge amount, but it's helpful.
All right.
That's about all I got.
All right, and all the staff, all the temporary staff we're losing some of them, I guess, mostly the.
Yeah, the camps and the aquatic staff.
Are all back in school.
Yeah.
Well, most of them. I guess colleges not all back yet.
If the last payroll is still coming in, because that's several weeks in the past, but yes, they're gone, and it will be winding down, and then we'll start getting ready for Larry.
Okay, and that's in
October.
October.
Wow, already, huh?
I know.
All right. Anything else, Barry?
Nothing with the administrator's report.
Okay. All right, so then we're going to go down unfinished business. Well, let's see. Nothing.
Nope.
All right, approval of all events, bow wow days.
This is the third month that this is on the agenda because we haven't had,
The right quorum.
enough people that are able to vote on this, but I believe we do tonight.
Okay.
Erica, do you still need to abstain from this vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you want to speak to it? And then we'll,
Can I ask questions first, or shall we make a motion and then discuss?
I think the procedures, we can make a motion in a second and then discuss it.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the, let me see, what's the, it's on a page I want.
Bow wow days,
I move that we approve the agreement with All Events Management Group to hold Bow Wow Days, a spectacular event in Orangevale Community Park on September 25th, and authorize the district administrator to execute the agreement.
okay, and I'll second that, and then we can go into discussion.
Okay, so here's my discussion. The background from Barry says that the event will be held at the Oak Filbert area of the park. So I'm going, okay, where is that going to be? And then I go reading through, we have an application. Nowhere in the application can I find the specific, I mean, not like that other event. It actually has a map and it shows where it's at. And I go to page, something that says the scope. Hang on, let me scroll down. Scope of permit and use of property, which is page 76 of the board packet. In that first paragraph, it says exclusive use of the areas of the property outlined in the application for use of facilities, parentheses, the application, a copy of which is to be completed and attached hereto as Appendix A and incorporated herein by this reference. I could not find an Appendix A which mapped out where these facilities are going to be non-exclusively used. So did I miss something?
Page 72.
No, page 76 has the scope number 1, and in the middle of there, because that other application that's on our agenda has a map for that other,
Right.
of where it's going to be.
Cyclo.
This one, I don't see one.
So,
The application itself is
Well,
page 72.
I know that
has
in the
them
process
listed.
of what happened here too is that initially, I think this was turned in there, but it's been pushed off, and then there's also a horse show that is now over in that there, so they can't coexist in the same kind of area that powwow days or, country
Bow
park.
Wow Days.
That would, the original powwow days was the goal at the pavilion area and all that. So in doing this, we were able to move it over to the other side, more Oak and Filbert side, to get it over there, and I don't have a map kind of with that kind of situation in there. I mean, I know this is one of those things that's been kind of pushed off for
it's going to be more by the big gazebo and the small gazebo and
over
It
that
says
way.
pavilion, and it says, the
Right.
box is checked on page 1 of 4 of the application. It
right.
says pavilion and stage area.
So basically, because of the horse show, we had to move it. So she
Oh,
couldn't
and then it
have,
also says horse arena. Yeah, horse arena
So,
and pavilion and stage.
basically,
yeah.
the whole area was initially put that way, but now, there's a horse show that was in there, so has to move it. That was the thing, and so we talked with soccer. Soccer is not having games that day, so we were good to put it on the Oak and Filbert so she could still have it on the day that she had planned it on.
so if we approve it, can we have them, as far as like a side amendment, that they come back with with a map so that we'll have the ability to look at it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, because the Oak and Filbert area isn't checked, and then I'm just curious where they're going to
yeah.
put the food trucks, because how in the Oak and Filbert area are you going to, that parking lot is extremely small.
You can put them in the
rural
gravel
area.
lot.
In the gravel parking lot part.
Oh, yeah, you're right, over there, okay, yeah.
So yeah,
I'm thinking
definitely
of the
we
little
can get a
parking
map
lot.
of it
So I think
created.
if we approve it, it'll be upon
Yep,
a map, and then you guys can give all the board of directors a map, so that if
Yep.
we
yeah.
have an issue with it, we can
Specific
come
locations,
back
right?
and have a meeting, but I don't think we're gonna end up with that. So,
Definitely.
No, yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, the application probably needs to be amended to have Oak and Filbert checked versus the arena and the stage area. But I'm okay with approving the event, given the up,
and I would vote for it as long as make sure soccer's aware that,
Nope, I've talked with Pete and,
okay? Because I know that if you're gonna do something, now's the time to do it, because they can adjust it.
I talked with Pete probably easily 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that's so-
You may want to remind them again, that they're opening up in about a week or two.
Right, no, yeah. He's talked to me, because again, one thing I did ask from Pete this year, because we don't normally end up getting it, is, and he's promised that he will give me a schedule of when things are going to be there. Because
Okay.
I want to be, but this year has been a very, I say, different year, because we've had a lot of demand for doing things, because people haven't been doing things. And so there's been a lot of requests of pavilion or those things, even the clipped-on racers, I said, you can't do it on Saturdays because we have soccer, so they were more willing to change it to,
Right.
the Sunday. So again, we're working on that, but there's been so many requests to be out there. I need that schedule, and
Well, you may-
he said he was good to get it as soon as he had it.
I know, but I would talk to them now.
Yep.
'Cause I think they start in about 2 weeks, or
I talked to him.
right after Labor Day,
I
I
want to
think.
say the beginning of this week he called me, so.
Okay.
He's still working, he just didn't have the schedule yet. So, yeah,
And typically, they only have the first 5 games anyway, the first 5 weeks, so. He
So, yeah,
won't,
so-
I mean, he can tell you they probably want them on those Saturdays, but the actual games are less certain. All right,
well, yeah, the 2 different age groups too, based out there, where they're the Oak and Filbert side or the pavilion area.
okay, so can, Sharon, you want to amend your motion to include that it'll be approved upon receipt of the map?
okay, so I'll rescind that motion.
All right,
And make a new motion. That, let me go find this. I move we approve the agreement with All Events Management Group to hold Bow Wow Days, a spectacular event at the Orangevale Community Park on September 25th at the Oak and Filbert area to be amended in the application. And the district administrator to execute that agreement.
and we'll have a map of the,
Right, and the application will include a map of the proposed usage area.
and I'll second that the amended motion. All right, so we have a motion amended, and we're going to go ahead and vote.
All right, Stickney?
Yes.
Mraz Mraz, yep.
Yes.
Brunberg?
Yes,
Okay, and Montez is absent, and Swenson abstain.
Okay, so it's 3-0, 1 abstention, 1 absence, and you can sign the motion, agreement once we received
The amended application with the map.
amended application and a map.
Okay?
But don't sign it until they do, I mean, it's,
Yep. We'll get that.
all right, and then we can go on. All right, so then we're on to 13B.
Yes. 13B is the cyclocross event on October 23rd, 24th, and I'll let Jason talk about this.
So this is the same cyclocross event we've had for multiple years. What she had them on here, 2014, 15, 18, and 19, that we've had it out there. She wants to come in and then start doing some marking on the fields on the 23rd, and she'll do it around 3:30, so soccer should be done by then. But she was flexible with that as well, if they were still on the fields, to just stay, because she's not actually going to be on soccer fields itself, but keeping the
Because they
space there.
start in the horse arena, and then they do go through that park.
Right.
At least part of it, I think.
And then hold it on the 24th,
And that 24th is
Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Okay, I move that we approve the agreement with Jennifer Clayson with Clifton Races to rent Orangevale Community Park for a Sacramento cyclocross event on October 23rd to the 24th, 2021.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion, a second. I don't think we need any other discussion from anybody.
Well, the only discussion, what did I just look at? Hang on. What did I just see? Oh, the course map was hard to see.
Yeah, the map was, it was hard. I looked at it,
Oh.
Right.
so maybe next time,
I could do this though for you guys too, is I have it there in color. So basically, the course is actually in red. You'd see it, and we can have that sent out to you guys if you want.
yeah, that would be fine. Just so we can be aware with what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I go, well, I think I remember how it went last year and it was successful and it's probably in the same area. But the map, I was like, well, okay, it's going around there somehow. But yeah, if you can get us a colored map,
Yep.
but they've done it here before, so I'm sure however the course is run, it will be okay.
And I had a question about whether we were charging the right amount, and staff believes we are, so we'll see. I don't think I'm going to be here to look at them, but I might be, we'll see. All right, so we have a motion, a second, we've had discussion, couple of questions, let's go ahead and vote.
All right, Mraz,
Yes.
Brenberg,
Yes.
all right, Montez is absent, Swenson, yes, Stickney,
Yes.
all right, 4-0-0 with one absent.
All right, so, yeah, just get the next day or two or whatever.
Yeah, we have them.
A map out. I mean, I don't think it's going to make, I'm like Sharon, I can vaguely remember how it went a couple of years ago, and
It's been since 2019, so we've had
Yeah.
a whole year in between that we haven't seen them. So like I said, we could just scan that in color and have it emailed out.
That's great.
all right, 13. See, unfortunately, Lisa was the one
Which page has the fees on there?
What?
Did I miss that?
Oh, the fee was not
This application
included.
looks different than the.
Right, that was
Bow Wow
my
Day.
question, was that,
Yeah, Mike had that same concern. The fees are $364, and that's for an event of 200 people or less.
my question was, who's
counting?
counting? You know, are you saying it's going to be a low number for?
I'd like to go out there. I'm hoping to be out there, and I'll do a little count.
All right,
But
I may or may not, I don't,
Get your clicker.
yeah, get the-
well, with this,
No, I know.
I mean,
Okay.
no, if it's obviously above, if it's obvious, I'll say something.
all right.
I'll take some pictures and.
Well, no, that's fine,
Well, I'm just looking at how different,
The fees are.
because Lisa's paying
this
60.
agreement doesn't have all of the sections that the Bow Wow Days agreement has.
So it was.
And then we just didn't have the fee in that one.
Yeah, it didn't show up.
Well, it doesn't have this permit agreement, recital, scope, all of those sections that were in the Bow Wow one and the fees
It
aren't
could-
in this other application. Is there a reason for
It could have
that?
been, it could have been done a little better. And I would agree with you, Sharon. So in the future, when we get these
Okay,
events, make sure that all the Ts are crossed and the Is are.
all the pages are there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure those pages are signed somewhere, but, or
All right,
it's
so-
different, maybe it's a different app for a,
13C, Lisa wanted us to review it because she thought it wasn't enough, but my argument with her was that when we gave the call, we did the 2.4, and that kept up with inflation from March of 2019 to 2020, correct? Am I?
From 2020 to 2021, March to
Right,
March.
so we kept up with inflation, which is a good for us.
Yeah.
After that, there was some elevated inflation, though the last month it's kind of gone flat again, and we'll just have to see. So my thing was, well, if it keeps going up, we'll catch up. We're always a year behind anyway, so we can, I mean.
When do you want to look at it again, October?
No, I would be thinking December or January.
December, January.
If we want to look at it again, I don't think we need, but we usually look from March to March, so let's play, unless it gets really crazy, let's just.
Yeah, this is a weird year.
We'll just do it part of the regular budget.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird year.
Well, because 2019, the pandemic happened, so there's all pent-up energy, so everybody gets out and open, they want to spend money, all right? So that's going to drive inflation up. The feds, they're saying everything's going to be fine. I mean, it's going to be a slight raise in inflation, but they're not making any changes, so I'm willing to wait it out a little longer.
I can go along with that, because we're good about going retro
If we have to,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, so.
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, what happened with, of course, the Finance Committee made their recommendation, it went to the board. The board went to 2.4.
Which was inflation from.
Which was the recommendation, but at that point, that was in June, at that point, the CPI had gone up to 4.7 or something. And that's what, Lisa's concern was, it's going up, and we just were talking about our staff being roughly around the 25th percentile. That was, I think 2 of our staff members are above the 25th percentile, the rest of us are at or below. And so our goal is to, of course, I'd imagine everybody's goal would be for us to be closer to the 50th percentile, provided we can afford it. And what we're doing with this salary survey every year, comparing us to the other 5 districts in Sac County that are most comparable to us in budget size and staff size, we're at the 25th percentile, roughly. And every year we're going to look at that and try to get us at least there. And if we don't keep up with the cost of living, then we're going to continue to slip behind even the 25th percentile. One question I have, and Mike and I, Director Stickney and I talked about, what has been the history for OV Parks as far as the look back? Do we look typically April to April for the CPI? This year we look March to March. Is there a month that we typically look at and adjust from there, or?
I thought it was usually because we do the budget, the salary part around March, so we go March to March.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon.
I think, actually, since I've been here, I think that Greg and I prepped April to April.
All right.
Because that's what we had for the May Finance Committee meeting, which typically was the first
Well,
one.
we can adjust it.
That makes sense. That's what I remember is come the May Finance Committee, we're looking at
April.
the
All right,
CPI index.
so for next year, we'll look April to April, so we'll catch some of that increase.
Year to year, you don't know. I do know the 2 years prior to COVID, Greg brought back to the August meeting what had happened since that Finance Committee meeting's
Right.
recommendation. And that was because the Finance Committee wanted to revisit that
Right.
in order to try to keep up with COLA.
Right.
So there wasn't that fall behind like there was during those years.
All right, so,
So there were 2 years where he brought it back to August,
Right.
but the couple years prior to that, my first years, he did not. So it looks like in the years past, there's been a little bit of,
so why,
you know, checking back
so
later
for
on.
next year, in the budget, let's go April of this year, 2021, through April of 2022. And we'll look at that's the inflation rate we'll look at.
It's a good thing to have at least a month that we want to look at. And of course, there's got to be some room for flexibility if there's big dips or
Right.
big
Yeah.
increases. But I know one of our concerns is, can we afford it? And, you know.
That's all, you know, because I can't speak to the rest of the board. I don't want to give people money and then say, okay, we don't have any money, so we're going to have to lay people off. I don't want to lay people off.
Yeah.
Right, and we can't afford to pay our retirement current either, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're running a deficit for 2 years in a row now, or actually for several years. Granted, we don't actually spend according to our budget, but our budget is a deficit now. And that concerns me. So I think we need to be on the lookout for not drawing down our general fund if, you know, to low levels. Fortunately, we've had a carryover, but I mean, 1 year, we're not going to have one.
We did. We had a carryover of 654,000, 55,000 of which was part of the furlough. And so I feel a lot of it has been on the backs of the staff. You know, I do feel we can afford, one thing I'd like to see, and it's my recommendation, is the 1% that was left off of the 1920 COLA. Sorry, 0.9% that was left off. It was a 1.9% CPI, and the board awarded staff a 1%. Plus, we had the 5% furlough on top of that. So I feel, in addition to having a good year, you know, staff has done a lot, and if I may, I'd like to just highlight a few things that stand out to me in my close to 9 months here with the district, things that I've noticed. Nadia secured some new valuable sponsors for our special events to the tune of saving the district about $3,000. Melissa has spearheaded the district's efforts with the San Juan Unified School District for the voucher program, along with other staff's help. And that's gonna be a net difference to the district of probably about $20,000. It's $36,000 worth of vouchers. We could assume that, you know, roughly $15,000 of that, people would have taken the courses anyway, taken our classes anyway. But we did get a lot of new students because of that, roughly to the tune of $20,000. Jason applied for some grants. He was fortunate. We're fortunate as a district that we did get a grant for $4,175 through CPRS for some outdoor sports equipment. Lucas Lilly, who's a very skilled mechanic, has repaired one of our trucks and one of our mowers, which we otherwise would have surplused, and he's helped expand the useful life of those two pieces of equipment. That has certainly saved the district some money. Horacio saved the district roughly $4,000 in holding a vendor to their original agreement, and they submitted an invoice that was $4,000 more than what they had quoted us, and Horacio discovered that and held him to the original quote. Melissa, with COVID-19, really is primarily responsible for us meeting our goals, because she works so closely with our independent contractors in keeping those classes going, in moving them outdoors, following guidance, where a lot of other agencies just didn't. They just canceled classes, and other agencies suffered because of it, where our revenue really showed. And then also want to point out that Nelson, he's replaced and repaired dozens of valves and is really responsible for, I think, saving us a lot of water and helping us be more efficient with our water. On top of that, this is the last year that we're going to be paying our loan for the Shackleton Woods loan. That's $76,000. We're going to make the last payment this November. So we will see a windfall in future years after this year. So all of those things, I feel like we can afford an increase now, and it would help us, come closer to maintaining at least the 25th percentile.
How about if I'll propose that we give it 0.9, and that'll make up for 2 years ago, correct?
Yes.
But it won't appear until December. Does that work?
It's up to the board, and we appreciate the consideration.
So that would be my motion, that we increase the COLA for the staff, 0.9, I guess it's 0.9%, starting December, whatever.
The first pay period.
First pay period
Around
in December.
1st.
Is that just because you need to say, like, and why do you want to wait until December?
Because that's normal when
Just because we know
that's
more?
normally when they just got a pay raise in July.
Okay.
We made corrections either in haven't we
In
done?
salaries, yeah, we did salary adjustments.
The first few
In July.
years, I know there was a retro back to July, and then there was a year that we just started it on September 1st.
Okay, well,
But
that's
since
not-
I've been here, maybe before that you're remembering.
Well, we've made
You have more years than me.
we've made corrections on the medical, okay? It is before the,
Oh, okay.
so, but that's my motion, is that we do it December, the first pay. So in essence, we're saving a little money for half the year. You're eventually going to get the 0.9%, and you'll get it right before Christmas, which will be nice. Maybe, it won't be a lot of money, I'm sure, but
Not every bit.
that's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so it's 0.9, starting the first paycheck or pay period or whatever in December. So that's the
Starting,
motion,
yeah, December 1st, yeah.
and we got a second, so any further discussion?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's a money thing,
Don't
so
have any.
let's vote.
All right, Bremberg?
Yes,
All right, Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. Stickney?
Yes,
And Mraz?
Yes.
okay, so
All right, 4-0-0.
we get to be happy, you guys we'll get to be happy in the future. And then and then we'll see what kind of damage we did.
No,
We
we'll
have a
be
couple of
fine.
months, it'll happen before the budget process starts
but
again.
that amount won't cause us to have to adjust the budget that we're approving in the next agenda item, because it's not significant.
Oh, no, it's not significant enough. It's the difference of,
1% is equal to what, $5,000?
1% for the whole year is just below 14,000.
All right, so it's going to
So
be,
It's a half a year.
it's going to be approximately $7,000 off on the wages and all the other
For the tax
categories.
yeah, about six,
I think we've got,
And the benefits, yeah.
It was on
it'll be the social security and
That's including
disability.
that. The 14 is adding all the benefits.
Okay,
All the
so then,
benefits,
Yeah.
so I don't think we came, I haven't got the numbers here, I don't think we came within $7,000 of, so anyway, it's a motion, we pass it, so
There we go.
I don't think we need,
No, I'm just saying, we're gonna approve our final budget. I just wanna make sure we don't need to update our final budget.
no, we'll,
no.
I think
Public
there's enough,
hearing.
I think there's enough flexibility that it won't,
Yeah, and I
I
could,
was thinking that too.
well, good thinking, Chairman. We don't want to have to go ahead and redo this budget thing.
yeah, I can bring a resolution to the board with the the salary
Yeah,
adjustment.
I want to approve the final budget, and I think there's enough,
All right.
enough wiggle room.
All right, so we've kind of taken care of C, so then we'll go on to 13D.
13D. It's
Adopting the
the,
Orangevale Recreation Park District final budget for 21-22.
Can I make the motion?
Sure.
I move that we approve resolution 21-08-674, resolution adopting the Orangevale Recreation and Park District final budget for fiscal year 2021-22.
I second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we need any further discussion other than Sharon's concern about, do we need to, and mine too, do we need to adjust the wages at all or any of that?
I don't, we get enough room. We got roughly $50,000 worth of wiggle room, so we're going to be fine.
Okay, all right.
Plus the $4,600 that we will be saving.
In
That we
benefits.
projected for the benefits of the 7.5 and now.
Okay, all right, that's good, so
So
we're,
That's, a you know, it's
no,
not
that's
quite
fine.
a wash.
I
but
wasn't, Sharon brought it up, I see her
that makes it
concern,
even smaller, yeah.
so
So we're in good shape.
we're in good shape.
Yep.
It's all right. So, let's go ahead and vote.
All right, Montez absent, Swenson, yes, Stickney,
Yes.
Mraz,
Yes.
and Brunberg.
Yes.
So it's
All right,
4-0, 1 absent.
Yep.
So that means that over the last 2 years, we've kept up with inflation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good goal to have.
For last year's, yeah.
All right, 13E, approve resolution 21-08-675, the final budget for the fiscal year 2021 for the Orangevale Lighting and Landscape District. Can I get a
I
motion?
move we approve resolution 21-08-675, adopting the Orangevale Lighting and Landscaping Assessment District final budget fiscal year 2021-22.
I'll second it. Any discussion? Then let's vote.
All right, Swenson, yes, Stickney,
Yes.
Mraz,
Yes.
Brunberg.
Yes.
All right, and Montez is absent.
All right, 4-0, 1
0-0.
F. 13C, or F, rather, 13F?
F.
F. Kenneth Groves, Resolution 21-08-676. Can I get a motion?
I move we approve the resolution 21-08-676, the resolution of, let's see, where do I get that?
Yeah. that's
Adopting-
6 yeah.
Okay, adopting the Orangevale Recreation and Park District, Kenneth Grove Landscaping and Lighting Assessment District final budget for fiscal year 2021-2022.
I second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
That vacant property that's adjacent to the Kenneth Grove, there's no building on that as yet?
No.
There's some lots available and.
Oh, yeah?
When they brought it before the CPAC, Greg and myself went, and I think what we asked for as part of the construction project is that they donate that property to us. And I don't know if it actually ended up that way, but that's what they were supposed to do.
Okay,
The property is
all right,
When it gets closer,
we'll find out, I
you may
guess.
want to do a little research on that.
I'd love to have you, one of you guys take me over there and show me what you're talking about.
Are we talking about the
It'd be-
property to the east?
It'd be to the east.
Okay?
That open lot space?
Yeah,
Right.
it's open lots right now.
That's on the other side of the houses?
Yeah,
The guy wanted to build 2 houses, and we said, our only thing was that we wanted him to donate the property to us, and so that we could, eventually
kind of finish off
go a
that area,
little
I
further
guess.
down, so, they said they would. Now, that was 3 years ago or 2 years ago, but we can, if you want, maybe not tomorrow, but next week sometime, we can set up a
Great.
time, we can go over there, look at it.
Okay. I just want to keep everything uniform so we don't have to hopscotch back to try to.
Well, yeah, no, that's good, we can go over there and then give Barry a chance to find out what is going on.
That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, so we're on to 13G.
Vote on that?
Did you guys vote on that yet?
No, I don't think we voted on that yet.
No.
'Cause I
All
raised the
right,
question.
let's go ahead and vote then.
All right, Stickney,
Yes.
Mraz,
Yes.
Brumberg.
Yes.
All right, Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. 4-0-0 with one absent.
Okay, so then we're going to go on to 13G, approve resolution 21-08-677, approving the revised district reserve designation according to Gadsby 54.
Good old Gatsby.
Yeah. So you want to speak to that at all, or just?
No, it was a learning experience for me. I've never had to deal with the Gatsby before, so I was studying up on this.
Manny's the professor of Gatsby.
He is. So this was good for me.
All right, so can I get a motion? Manny, you want?
I'm trying to get back to that page. Come on, page, here it is. Okay. Okay, make sure I'm in the right, here it is, yes. I move to approve, offer the resolution, the Board of Directors, the Orangevale Rec and Park District, approving the revision of the district's reserve designations in accordance with Gatsby 54.
I'll second that motion.
Okay?
So I don't think we need any discussion, any further discussion. So let's vote.
Okay.
All right, Mraz,
Yes.
Brumberg.
Yes.
All right, Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. Stickney.
Yes.
All right, 4-0-0 with one absent.
So we'll go on to 13H, information and updates on the county-owned parcel.
Yeah, so as you all know, we were discussing, or I was suggesting that we have a closed session meeting tonight to discuss that parcel. And the reason we would have done that was to discuss fees, and as it turns out, we didn't need to have that closed session meeting because that parcel is now being deeded over to the city of Citrus Heights. And they are going to absorb that cost, at least for now, until the trail is complete, and then they can deed it to the district. And at that time, we'll negotiate a price, but right now, the price, they're looking at somewhere between 0 and 50% of the price that they paid for it. And it's really up to us. So we can determine our comfort level at that point. So that is no longer an issue, well, at least not for a couple of years, probably.
But when is the county gonna deed it over to them? Is that gonna be soon, or?
They received payment from the city of Citrus Heights yesterday.
Did it was still the $10,000?
I didn't see the final price tag, but it's probably $10,800,
Okay.
$10,900, right around there.
Okay. So we don't need to do anything other than discuss it?
Correct. We don't need, this is just an informational item?
When they come around to asking us for a percentage of that money,
Correct.
my only comment is that I think the county was, and I'll try to be nice, inflating the amount of money that it was costing them. I think they said it was gonna cost their attorneys 40 hours, if I'm correct, or thereabouts.
Let's see here. Estimated approximately 50 to 75 hours.
All right, 50 to 75
Yeah.
hours, which it's and I'll use Barry's term, a boilerplate form they've got to fill out, and I can see the $100 and the other $800. There's certain fees they've got to, but I think I believe that they're inflating it by about 5 times.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Well, they have to.
I feel like I have to say something.
Well, they charge a transfer fee, and that's the person walking the document across the hall.
I know, but it's not $8,000 worth.
I know where that office is.
Right, so, well, whatever, so we'll deal with that, what it's actually gonna cost us.
Right.
And it makes me feel like the county's really not interested in trails. But whatever,
Well, we've gone through that with the county before.
Right.
So it's,
right, but, all right, so I said what I wanted to say, and we can go on.
I'd like to just,
Yep, and now it's in the recorded minutes, Mike.
I don't care, I don't care. I think they're, I don't think they're being very honest.
very cooperative.
one of the reasons this came about too is there was a sudden sense of urgency with the trail. And it's unfortunate, but you may remember during the application process 4 years ago, the city of Citrus Heights, who's spearheading this project, they have 5 other partners. They have us and Sunrise and San Juan Unified and SMUD in the county, all involved in this. And they asked for letters from each of the agencies to be committed partners in this. And I've seen the application, I've seen these letters, and it was their impression and their understanding at the time that once we're named partners, they didn't need specific encroachment or easements from each of the agencies. Well, Caltrans, who's funding the project, just recently told them we need encroachment and/or easements from all the agencies, knowing that it was going to take, and they need this by first week in October. Knowing that the process for us to acquire that property was probably not going to happen that soon, they went ahead and took care of the quitclaim deed. But I'm bringing this up to you because they are still going to need from us easements and/or encroachment permits. And so at the September meeting, I'm going to bring those to the board. I'll present that to the board at that time. Just, it's, us stating that we are still in favor of this trail and the construction of the trail, and we're giving them permission to enter our property to get that done.
A little digression, did we ever get all those other properties? Is that all?
So we have 3 of them are finalized. There's one property that there's been a lot of problems with a loan agency. I won't name the loan agency. But there's been a lot of problems, and they've switched, this homeowner has switched loan agencies. And we think things are starting to move forward now. There's still a couple.
It's not going to hang up the whole project.
It shouldn't, though. If there's anything that does, that seems to be the one issue that isn't resolved yet.
So, but we can always do the thing where we go around.
Well, there's always a hangnail, so it's,
Well, whatever, so,
Yeah, we're confident it'll get resolved, but
okay.
we need cooperation from one loan agency.
but at least we have all the parties looking at, they're going to focus on that, putting pressure on that one incident. So it's basically not so much out of our hands, but it's basically out of our hands. So it's,
All right, so we're,
Keep pushing, we just
Yeah.
send
do
reminders.
we need to discuss the property any further, or can we wait till,
I don't think we need to discuss it anymore at this time.
okay.
yeah.
All right, so then that leaves us to 13I. The board meeting on the 11th is Veterans Day in November. It's a holiday for staff. So we have 3 choices. We can put the meeting earlier, which doesn't make any sense. We could put it closer to Thanksgiving, which doesn't make any sense, or we can just not have a meeting for November.
Which is kind of strange. We've never not had a meeting any month.
I think, I can remember one other time it happened, but whatever.
Yeah, but there wasn't anything happening yet.
So I'm all in favor of not having a meeting. I don't see us.
I'm okay with that. It might double up December. We might be really busy.
I know,
then
but
December.
if it moves up further, then the main purpose of the meeting is all the budget stuff, and we won't have any information on the 4th.
Right.
And
No, we can't move it earlier, so.
No, we can't move it earlier. If we move it a week later, so it's like a week before Thanksgiving,
2 days before Thanksgiving week, yeah.
so
I know.
I would
No, I move we,
not
I
have a
make a
meeting.
motion that we don't have a meeting in November.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, and then it'll be a tentative situation in case.
Well,
something
if
comes
we,
up,
if
can always
we,
call a meeting.
if we have an emergency thing, we've got the 18th, we can have the meeting, or we've got the
We can do a
4th.
special meeting, yeah, special meeting. if
Unless
need to.
I can't imagine.
Okay,
there-
sorry. Who made that motion? Was that Stickney
I
or
did, I did,
Brenberg?
I
Okay.
did.
Sure.
Oh, Stickney and then Brenberg
Correct.
seconded?
No, I made the motion, Stickney seconded.
Right,
Okay.
so, and we're having discussion on it, so if there's a reason to have a meeting, we've got 2 days open to us. I don't imagine there being but you never know. We've got, it didn't make any sense to have it on, or a few of you people coming for a meeting that we don't really need.
Yeah,
At least it doesn't appear to right now.
no, I think you're
And
right.
we can hopefully just get as much done in, let's see,
October.
October, if there's stuff that needs to get done,
Well,
we do it in October.
we've got September and October to take care of normal stuff, and
Yeah.
then we can have a meeting, a regular board meeting in December. All right, so motion second, let's vote.
Brenberg?
Yes,
All right. Montez is absent. Swenson, yes. Stickney?
Yes?
And Moraz?
Yes.
All right, so there will be no, so you gotta post it somehow so that, yeah, let everybody know now as soon as you can, and then,
We can post it on the website.
yeah, but also send out emails to people or whatever, aren't there people that,
Yeah, we do have some people that want the agenda mailed to them, so we can notify them when the time
so
comes.
just, you don't have to do it tomorrow, but next week sometime, send it all out and. All right, so then we're done with that. Director's comments, we'll start down there with Melissa. Nothing to add?
No.
Jason?
I don't have anything to add at this point, no.
Okay. Horacio?
Well, just to all the staff, in any help, I know we had a lot of absences, amongst different staff, and we still contributed to get a good product for the public and take care of the responsibility. So everybody just across the district, great job. Thanks for the help with different departments. I had a little family emergency, and people responded very well to that, and just thanks to everybody.
Okay. Jennifer?
Good.
Barry?
Just a shout out to Jason and Melissa, who have really spearheaded the Civic Rec, the new recreation registration software, getting that going. And
Nadia too, or?
Nadia has been involved since with training, as has Jennifer and Sue and Christina and Kathy. They're getting trained now, and Mel and Jason are helping that happen. But it's a big undertaking, and it's coming along, and I look forward to being trained myself on that. So, and then aside from that, I really just want to just express my appreciation to an excellent, hardworking staff and a dedicated board of directors. I really enjoy my time here.
All right. Erica? Anything you want to add?
No, just it's been a great year. You guys have been creative. My daughter knows how to swim better now. Swim lessons were great. And yeah, doing a good job.
All right.
Sharon?
yeah, I appreciate, you guys taking the initiative on the horse arena and the warm-up ring, the training ring. That's, I don't think anybody was complaining about it, so that's just great that you took it upon yourselves to make it better. That's awesome.
Came out pretty nice the last time I looked.
Yeah, it looks nice. Now I have to go over there and go check it out.
Yeah, we just need a little more sand now on both of them.
Oh, and actually, Horatio, I made a note. I still owe you Carol's email and phone to see about any implements the riding club has that you could.
Yeah, they've been pretty happy with the depth, let's just put it that way, on how Doug has done it. And I have talked to him, and he came up with a schedule on, we're gonna have I'm thinking that bi-monthly maintenance on it, and if it continues to be that way, I mean, our equipment works great. We just have to get at it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, just send it over, because I like to have partnerships with other stakeholders. So yeah, it's good to have
Yeah,
contact.
who knows? It might be something that, yeah.
Yeah, we can work on
I'm
for the
gonna
future.
email both of you and have you.
All right.
Sounds good.
Manny, add anything?
No, just November 11th, that we just post something on the sign out there for veterans to let them know. Good PR comes in handy when we're looking for help to pass the bond.
All right.
That's it.
All right, I'm the last one, and I'd say, everybody be safe with all this smoke.
Oh yeah.
This morning wasn't too bad until about noon. And the only good thing is it kept the heat down. So, but I think next week or so, the heat's gonna be normal for this time of year, so not bad.
Not August nights.
Please let the staff know that they are getting a pay raise in December. And items for next time, we need to bring back the June meeting,
Yeah, the June minutes.
the June minutes. And then,
I have here,
Map and
the map, but you'll get the map out to us, and,
yeah, we'll do that before the meeting.
yeah, well, as soon as you can,
Right.
next, or
Yep.
whenever.
We also have a guest next, I'm sorry, were you finished?
Yeah, I'm done, yeah, because it's Sean.
Yeah, Sean Latour is gonna, I talked about him, I think, at a prior meeting. Sean Latour is the gentleman who's created a portable skateboard program. And he's gonna come next meeting and talk to the board about that. And
And that next meeting is September what?
September 9th.
9th, okay.
Also, I'll bring the easements or encroachment permits for the board to review. And I think that's all I had for, oh, no, just one thing I meant to mention before, too, is certainly wish Director Montez all the best. I know she's dealing with something pretty serious with her family, so just want to wish her the best.
All right, so can I get a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
All right, so we'll give that one to Erica, and it'll second to Sharon.
I'll second it.
All right,
Yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, so
Look in
we're-
your mailboxes at the end of this month for the guide, though.
All right,
All right,
Okay.
have a nice night.
all right, we're
Awesome,
adjourned.
thanks.
All right, bye.